In the quiet town of Onitsha, there was a small hospital called Hope Maternity Center. It looked clean and calm on the outside, with white walls and tall green trees around it. Mothers from nearby villages trusted the hospital. They came there to give birth because it was said to have good nurses and doctors. But inside the hospital, something dark had been happening for a long time. Nurse Ruth had worked at Hope Maternity for even 10 years. She was known to be kind and gentle. Mothers trusted her. Doctors respected her. She smiled often and spoke softly. No one suspected that behind her smile was a terrible secret. Every time a woman gave birth, especially at night, Nurse Ruth would wait. She knew the doctors would go home, and only a few mothers would remain. When the mothers was tired and alone, Ruth would walk into the room with a glass of water or a cup of warm tea. Drink this, she would say kindly. It will help you sleep. You need to rest. The tea was dropped. When the mother fell asleep, Nurse Ruth would take the newborn baby and replace it with a dead one. She had hidden a freezer in the supplier room. She had found a way to steal dead babies from other hospitals or take them from women who had miscarriage. No one knew how she did it. In the morning, when the mothers wake up and ask to see her baby, Ruth would cry fake tears. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "Your baby didn't make it. We tried everything." And just like that, another baby would disappear. She sold the stolen babies to people far away. Some were couples who couldn't have children, and while we are willing to pay anything for a newborn, others wanted baby for dark, strange reasons. She didn't care. All she wanted was money. Each baby she sold brought her more wealth. She had a big house in another town, cars, and expensive clothes. But at the hospital, she dressed simple and acted humble. Nobody suspected her. She has done this to over 20 mothers. Until one day, a mother named Ada came in. Ada was young, strong, and very smart. She lived in a nearby town and worked as a tailor. She and her husband, Shoka, had been married for 3 years, and this was their first baby. They were very excited. They had prepared everything. Baby skirts, a small crib, even a name, Chimamanda, meaning my God will not fail. Adam went into labor in the evening. Shoka rushed her to Hope Maternity Center around 6 p.m. The nurses took her in quickly. After about 2 hours of pain and pushing, she gave birth to a healthy baby girl. The baby cried loudly and the doctor smiled. "She is strong," the doctor said. "You did well, Ada." Shoka was allowed to see the baby for a few minutes before visiting hour ended. He kissed Ada's forehead, then left for home, promising to return the next morning. Ada was tired but full of joy. She held her baby close and whispered, "You are my gift. I'll protect you." Nurse Ruth came into the room shortly after. "Congratulations," she said softly, giving Ada a cup of tea. "You need rest. Drink this, it will help you." Ada smiled weakly and took the cup, but she didn't drink it. From the first moment Ruth had entered the room, something about her made Ada uneasy. Her smile looked fake. Her eyes didn't match her weight. Ada remembered her mother's advice. In strange places, stay alert. Don't trust every smile. When Ruth left the room, Ada poured the tea into the small sink beside her bed. Then she lied down, holding her baby tight, and closed her eyes, pretending to sleep. Around 2 a.m., the door creaked open. Ada kept her eyes closed. Soft footsteps moved across the floor. The curtain around her bed was pulled gently. Then, a hand tried to lift the baby from her arms. Ada's eyes flew open. What are you doing? She shouted, sitting up. Ruth jumped back, startled. I was just shaking, she began to say. Lawyer! Ada yelled. You can't steal my baby. Other nurses rushed in. One of them, Nurse Helen, asked, What's going on? She tried to take my baby while I was sleeping, Ada said. Check the tea. I didn't drink it. It's in the sink. Ruth began crying. She's confused. She's tired. Maybe it was a bad dream. No, Ada said friendly. She can't take my baby. Check the fridge. I heard rumors about dead babies. Go and see. People looked at each other confused. The head doctor, Dr. Maxwell, had just arrived from his morning run. He had overheard everything. Let's check, he said. Security, come with me.
They all marched to the supply room. There was a large freezer in the corner. Ruth looked pale but said nothing. When they opened the freezer, what they found made everyone freeze in shock. Inside the freezer were 6 small bundles wrapped in cloth. The doctor unwrapped one and gasped. It was a baby, cold, dead. Nurse Helen stepped back, tears in her eyes. Oh my God, these are real babies. Dr. Maxwell turned to Ruth. Explain this. Ruth shook her head. I don't know. Liar! Ada shouted. She had followed them. She was going to replace my baby with one of those. The security guard stepped forward and held Ruth by the hand. One of them found her phone and handed it to the doctor. The phone had messages and bank records, payments from unknown people, photos of baby, a list of items and dates. Everything was there.
Dr. Massett sighed heavily. We trusted you. How long has this been going on? Ruth didn't answer. She only cried. But it was too late. The police were called. Ruth was arrested that morning. News spread quickly. Families came to the hospital, asking about babies they had lost. Investigation began. The hospital was shut down for a month. Ruth's case went to court. People gathered outside the courtroom every day. Mothers who had lost babies cried as they told their story. Some of them fainted when they heard the truth. It was discovered that Ruth has been stealing babies for over 6 years. She had connections with a child trafficking in another state. They gave her money for every baby she delivered to them. Ruth has grown up poor and alone. Her parents died when she was 10. She lived with a cruel auntie who often beat her. She promised herself she would never be poor again. But instead of working honestly, she chose evil. During the trial, Ruth cried and begged for forgiveness. I was desperate, she said. I didn't know what else to do. But no one believed her. The judge gave her a life sentence. She was taken to the prison far away, where she would live the rest of her life behind bars. After the trial, Ada was honored by the town. She was given an award for bravery. People called her the mother who opened our eyes. The hospital reopened with new staff and strict rules. CCTV cameras were installed in every room. No nurse were allowed to be alone with a mother or a baby again. Ada continued her tailoring business. Her story was shared on news and in newspapers. She received many offers to tell her stories, but she said, all I wanted is peace and safety for other mothers. Her daughter, Chimamanda, grew up healthy and strong. Whenever people saw her, they smiled and said, this child was saved by courage. And Ada, she never forgot the night she pretended to sleep. She never forget the tea she didn't drink.
The lesson to be learned in this story is to be vigilant in everywhere you are. Open your eyes. So many things has been happening in this world. Be vigilant and open your eyes. Be smart in everywhere you are. Thank you guys for listening to my story. Please do like and subscribe. Share my story. And please comment too if you want another one.